Hello, it's Katie. It's been approximately forever since I last made a video. Actually, it's been like a year. And I got a new computer, so I'm filming this on a webcam. So if I'm not looking directly at the camera, that's because I'm being distracted by my own face on the screen. Yeah, so it's been a year. My hair is significantly longer. I'm in graduate school, so I'm busy all the time. But I have finally, a couple of weeks ago, watched The River of Souls and what the fuck's the other one called? A Call to Arms. Yeah, there's a DS9 episode with that title. Okay, River of Souls and A Call to Arms. So I'm going to try and talk about them. And I'm going to talk about River of Souls first because that's the order I was given. That one happens earlier. Okay, River of Souls is weird. Okay, so like the premise was that this archaeologist is probably working for interplanetary expeditions, because who isn't really, that's doing ridiculous things. And yeah, and it's the guy who plays the real asshole bartender in Deadwood, so that was really distracting. But like younger and not Irish. Anyway, like the guy in the Deadwood wasn't Irish either, but he was also Irish. I don't know. Anyway, so this guy has found this archaeological like site, and he finds all of these like spheres that have souls in them. Like the soul hunters have this like place where they've stored a whole fuck ton of these, and he sees one that's like big as a basketball and decides to take that one off with him, because then they start getting attacked because the shadow hunters or somebody realizes that they're there and tries to get them to leave. But he steals this thing, and then he's like trying to talk to it, and then it gets inside his brain and like fucks with him, because then it turns out that the shadow hunters were like, oh, this entire species is about to die because of reasons, and so we're gonna just preserve all of their souls. But then it turns out that they actually were about to evolve into higher ghostly non-corporeal beings. Like that's a thing that apparently happens a lot. And yeah, so that was kind of bad, because then a bunch of them went crazy because they were stuck in this sphere thing for all of eternity. And then as soon as they got in archaeologist guy's head, they were like, we're going to blow up everything, or something. I don't really remember. I think they tried to blow up the station though. It was pretty legit. Like, the soul hunters they're still stupid, but the main soul hunter character who comes to the station and is like, something is going down, and had a lot of scenes with Lockley. I really liked him. He was kind of sweet. Yeah, I mostly focused on Lockley and Garibaldi and this soul hunter guy. And that's the one thing about the movies that kind of sucks, is because I'm so attached to a whole host of the characters who don't end up being in the movies that much. Like, I'm like, I love you, Garibaldi. And you're fine, Lockley. We didn't get to know you very well on the show because you're only one season. But I do like you. But I'm still kind of like, I want to watch New Babylon 5, but I want it to be about all of my favorite characters, like Jakar and Delenn. So this is set, like, a few years after the show, I think. Lockley is still in charge. One thing I think is kind of too bad about the movies is that you never really get to see how the whole station is being run with Lockley and with, like, the different other people as heads of departments, right? Because I want to see Ambassador Veer, and I want to see who the new Minbari ambassador is, because we never meet him, and I don't know. But Zach was in it. Fuck, how do I always forget to mention Zach? He's like my favorite, and I always forget about him. Zach is so great. But yeah, there was a lot of great stuff, like Lockley being all, everything is so fine. It's been so fine for like a week. That whole scene where Corwin is just like trying to tell her that Garibaldi has arrived and wants to see her. And she spends that whole scene just being like, Corwin, it's so nice here. when Garibaldi and Sinclair aren't present to attract all the awfulness to the universe. It's like she's figured out that they're main characters in a science fiction drama, and she's like, it's so nice when they're not here, because the crazy things don't happen. You know, and then Corwin's like, I was trying to tell you Garibaldi just arrived, and she's like, fuck. Oh god, and then the whole thing with the weird baseball bat of, like, kindness, but then it was, yeah, and then the whole thing with the weird, like, holographic prostitutes. I did like that scene where the guy was like, I only ordered one of you, why is there this other guy here? I mean, I guess I'm not, like, totally against that. And then he starts going off on this whole, like, weird thing about how maybe he's been bisexual all along. We don't know. And they have to wear these, like, really stupid suits so that they can feel anything that the holograms are, like, doing to them. And I'm like, okay, but you're wearing a stupid suit. Doesn't that... Whatever. Anyway, so River of Souls was ridiculous, but... I enjoyed it. Okay, so Call to Arms. Call to Arms is, I think, the pilot or the movie which leads into the that other show with, like, Galen, the Technomage, and some other people. Okay, so here's what sucks. I was watching this movie, and Sheridan's, like, going nuts, and is like, oh, all of these people are going to come together in Babylon 5, and we're going to, like, do stuff together. And one of them is this captain played by Tony Todd. And I was like, if Tony Todd plays a character on whatever that show is called, Crusade or whatever, I'd watch the hell out of it. But then, of course, he dies at the end. And I was like, well, what the fuck was the point of that? I'm not going to watch the show because Tony Todd's not on it. So, you got so close, Crusade. Tony Todd is, amazing. Okay, so he was basically my favorite thing in that. And Sheridan being amazing, as usual. Plot-wise, it was interesting, I guess, because it was connected with the Drakh, and, like, them realizing that, A, the Drakh are a thing that exist, and then, like, B, that they're up to stuff. You know, and that just getting rid of the shadows doesn't end that whole conflict completely. And, yeah, and then just the climax was odd, though, because they destroy the like, planet bomb thing, they destroy the Death Star or whatever, and then the Drakh seed Earth's atmosphere with a plague. But I didn't understand that's what was happening. So I was like that alien lady who was standing there on bridge being like, what? What is happening? What is going on? While everybody else is like, oh no, this is so terrible. I was like, they're just, like, dumping shit on Earth. Like, what is that? It was hard to tell if it wasn't, like, the ship was, like, on fire and smoking all over the place or something. Like, it was hard. I was like, I don't get it. But then they explained, so it's this horrible plague and, like, everybody's gonna die in 5 years or whatever. So I guess that's the premise of Crusade, but I'm not going to watch it because there's other stuff I'd rather watch more. But yeah, Tony Todd, and I got really excited about that. And that's basically that was kind of it. But, you know, and now it's sad because that's basically all the Babylon 5. Like, I could watch Crusade, I guess. Isn't there something called, like, Lost Stories or something? Like, SF Debris reviewed it. And it's just a couple of, not even movies, like, episodes, just kind of, like, short movies. Short films, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'll find that at some point. I don't know. But for now, it sort of seems to have come to an end. And of course, I gladly rewatching the show, trying to get a friend of mine into it, which is difficult, because I don't have that much time to go up to her apartment and watch it with her. If she didn't live so far away, you know. What else? Well, I guess I can show you a couple cool things that I got Babylon 5 related. Cool things I got Babylon 5 related. For Christmas, I got this. Can you see it? This is To Dream in the City of Sorrows, and I still haven't read it. Sorry. Um, but I will, because I own it. I couldn't get it from the library, so I put it on my Christmas list. Like, Mom, please buy me this Babylon 5 book. I need it for science. The other thing is a longer story. So this is the 20-year anniversary, like, massive tabletop ridiculous thing that's just full of pictures. It's huge. I could build a house with this. I could live in it. What happened with that was because ages ago, like, I guess JMS watched my videos. I got an email from somebody who was, I don't remember, involved in, like, probably in printing books like this, and who said that JMS wanted to send me a copy of this massive thing, and could they have my address? So I gave him my address, and then, like, 2 months later, this thing came in the mail, by which point I'd thought that it was actually just a lie or something, but that was really cool. So I got this book, and looks like it says 50B2 when it's upside down like that. Okay, and anyway, I guess I thank you. That was really one of the sort of oddest things that's ever happened to me. But I think that's really it. I know I said, like a year ago, that at some point I want to do this with other shows, and I do. I'd still like to do Battlestar Galactica reboot, Farscape, maybe Stargate, except there's a lot of Stargate. It's just that I'm busy, but that's just sort of an excuse. I could probably still do it. Yeah, I don't know. So that's sort of it. So we'll see. Maybe I will start doing another show, or maybe I won't. But I don't know. It's been fun, and I hope that the new Star Wars movie coming out in December is excellent, because Star Wars. Maybe I'll do a Star Wars thing. I've been watching Clone Wars, and I'm practically done with it, so I can't really do that. But maybe, I thought it might be interesting if I reread some more Star Wars books to, like, review them or something, because I reread most of the X-Wing series last year, and it's still super excellent, and I want to reread the Thrawn trilogy. I'm not even sure I actually read the Thrawn trilogy to begin with. I think I did, but it would be something like 10 years ago, so I don't remember much. But I would like to read it again. I've also been getting kind of into reading some of the new books that they've been publishing that are set, like, during the Clone Wars. I read Wild Space, I think it was called, which is basically just Obi-Wan Kenobi and Bail Organa go to a shitty Sith planet, and it sucks. But it's really great. It's a great book. But it all fits more in with the new, like, canon continuity of the Clone Wars show and stuff, because, I don't know, it just does. Like, Ahsoka was in the scene. I love Ahsoka. So, yeah, whatever. Maybe I will do other things. I might as well do something. So, anyway, that's enough of that. Ta.